big issue in the Muslim world.
Exactly.
Where we have very poor Muslims in countries, and then we have very wealthy Muslims, and there's no divide. There's no cohesion, and so part of what you were saying was like the seeking advice. A lot of times the poor people, they have ideas because they're always on the bottom thinking what they would do on the top, but the people on the top sometimes they don't see. Like in the African American community, we have all these athletes and entertainers that have all this money, but the community still stays poor. Even the communities where they come from. I mean, and they can do small things, put supermarkets and laundromats and things like this to benefit the community. And it seems like the Muslim community is following this same type of pattern where we have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with money, but we're not developing even like university system. I mean, I know we have in Egypt and some of the other in Saudi Arabia, we have Islamic universities, but you know, economics is such a main problem in the world that, like you said, how can there not be books on this subject?
First of all, I don't think there is a real Muslim country nowadays in the full meaning of Muslim country that follows really the Sharia Islamiyya in details.
Yeah.
There are some countries that follow partially the law of Islam, but as I said, if they follow the full rules of Islam and teaching of Islam, there shouldn't be poor people.
Yeah.
I mean, I attended a lecture in the mid-90s in Detroit by Maya, and there was an Egyptian scholar speaking there, and he said right now in Egypt, and Egypt is not one of the richest countries in the Middle East, he said there are over 80 billionaires, not millionaires, billionaires, so the nine zeros. So I said, if you calculate the zakat of these billionaires, their zakat will be sufficient for the poor people in the whole Muslim ummah. So imagine other billionaires in other countries. So unfortunately, people don't follow, and very few rich people that pay their zakah, and you know that. There are books. There is Dr. Abdul Sattar Abu Ghudda. I remember him from when I was in Kuwait, and he was specialized in economics and the Islamic point of view and about riba and interest and all these things and banking and all this system. And I think he had a book. I never read it. I'm not into this topic, but this is a topic that really needs specialized people to make fatwa in it and study it and make rules. It's not an easy, even for our respected ulama, many of them, when it comes to that point, you really need somebody who's really specialized. There are guidelines, of course, that they can present and talk about, but when it comes to the technicalities and the details, then probably you need somebody who is specialized in that topic.
I think there is another Iraqi economist, Mohammed Bakr Sadr. He wrote a book, a very nice book.
I heard the name, right.
He got killed by Saddam.
But I think the point that you made before is a valid point, that if they isolate themselves, the ulama, then they don't know the problems. For example, if they don't interact with common people, they don't know what economic problems they have or what is the system. And unless they know the problem, they cannot provide solutions. And I guess that's the most of the reasons why they don't write books. Because they don't even know that exists, that problem exists. Because they don't really do business, they are not into common day trade and economics, and they don't understand. So I think that is a valid point, that people who really have knowledge should be completely engaged in the society to identify questions and then interpret those problems in light of the religion.
Well, I've seen them in my own eyes and sat with them. They have excellent knowledge, you can tell. They spend 20, 30 years studying, and so they are experts on that. Yet, I don't know what's their problem.
You know the big problem of our ulama today. The ulama before, they were not employees, so they were not
Business,
rich.
mostly
They were
Tijara.
business. They were so interacting with people. Now the ulama, especially the modern ulama we see them in the TV. So contractor, they have their contract, go there, make the review and put in the TV. We saw them in front. They don't really know what is happening to the ground, people
Right.
in the ground.
And they are winners all the time. If you make fatwa and you are correct, you get double ajr. And if you are mistaken, you still get an ajr. So you are a winner on any. Yeah. But mashallah, still we have ulama. The thing is that I like every one of us to spread is to respect the ulama. Yani, I see many times people talk on the or on the internet and that they are attacking certain ulama with bad language. And that's really very, very, very rude and bad. Is then these ulama, sometimes if you disagree with them, based on the lecture we said, you have to respect the other person. What about if that person is a scholar that has spent all his years, he's 60, 70 years old, spent all his life just studying, and when he says something, he's not going to say it because of special interest. So you have to give him the benefit of the doubt and respect these people. That's very important, people. I've seen people attacking Sheikh Qardawi and Sheikh Qubaisi, and these are people that we know them. If you disagree with them, it's fine, but that's another opinion. But you don't attack them and you get it.
Well, for me, I understand what your point is, but in a way I disagree because some of these people are on the payroll and they're hurting the Muslim Ummah.
Right.
These people see the problems and they know the problems, but they don't want to say something because of the payroll that they're on. Just so many masjids in America today that won't tell the truth when they're on the minbar because they don't want to offend the special interest groups that are watching the masjid. The CIA, the FBI, they're in our masjids, and that's fine. Because we're not doing anything illegal, worshiping Allah. But so many people, when they have the opportunity to speak to the mass of the ummah, they're not doing a sufficient job, and so we're not growing as a ummah. If you look at Fajr Salat in any masjid, it's the same people. If you go to any masjid in a year, you're going to see 90% of the same people coming to Fajr. There's no revitalization of getting more Muslims to come. So, and I think one of the main reasons is that we're not having shura, so we're not interacting with each other. It's like the masjid is a place to make salat and then go home. That's what I see. So we're not, we have all these knowledgeable people, all these different schools of thought, but we're not even solving the problems within our ummah, let alone the rest of the world.
Right, I agree with you. Now I'm talking about the well-known scholars that we trust them, yet people attack them. Of course, not everybody is a alim. There are people who are just, they have the knowledge. But again, we don't suppress these people because we need everybody to participate. We don't want people to be isolated. But I agree with you totally. Jazakallah khair. That's it. Jazakallah khair.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفارقين من عرب ومن عجم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق